All right, sorry guys, we were running a little late, and I have not got my coffee yet, Miss Rebecca. I'm sorry, we were a little late. My phone goes off. Sorry about that. So Miss Mac is coming. My better half will be here. She is taking care of the baby just for a second, and then we will talk about our week and what we've had going on, and then talk about some of the videos and some of the footage that we got this week. So I'm glad to see everyone here. I'm gonna move a little bit closer. Big Dave, how are you, man? Miss Rebecca. Hey, Miss Josie. Hey, Joy. Hey, Miss Marie. Let's see, who am I missing? Hey, Never Enough Time. Hey, Miss Linda. Hey, Fancy Farmer. So, yeah, so we're back live. I think Misty, did we actually go live last week, or did we miss last week? We did go live last week. It was the week before. So glad to be back. We've had a busy week. It's been a long day too. So if you saw the front clip, Miss Mac has been doing some spring cleaning. So we have, along with the renovation that we've got going on, we've been trying to just kind of clean. Well, what it's done is made messes everywhere else. So we're realizing we need to clean up everywhere. So let's see. Fancy Farmer says, hey, y'all, I've missed you. It's been a while. How's it going? It's going great. Thank you for coming back for sure. Miss Sue, how are you doing? Hey, Angela. Hey, Keith. Hey, I just got on, Keith. Actually, we were running a little late. Hey, Mr. Larry, how are you? Miss Marie, Scott, how are you doing, man? Miss Carolyn, like a bully Homestead, I'm glad you called us live. We were actually a little late, so I'm glad you jumped on. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Paisley girl. Let's see. Carry on. How are you, man? Let's see, Big Dave, y'all, do y'all cut any grass around your property without animals? We do. We actually cut just our yard. We used to cut a lot more, but to be honest with you, in the front yard, we actually have our meat birds, and they kind of go in the front rotation, so it does keep the grass to a minimal. We probably weed eat a little bit more than we cut, and that's just around the raised beds. Aiden's been helping me do that, and that's the fence rows and things like that. Keith, man, I'm sorry. The reminders are crazy. I had a lady the other day say that the subscribe button, she saw that she was unsubscribed to it. So check your bells, check your subscribe buttons. Make sure you are subscribed to the max. Hey, Miss Phyllis, how are you? Hey, Evans family. My better half is coming, y'all. I promise y'all won't be able to see me too much longer. You'll have to see her too. So let's see. Howdy, we made it to the live. Gray Marlin, welcome. Hey, Miss Diana, how are you doing? So while we're waiting on Miss Mac, what's been going on this week for y'all? We'll start about y'all this week. So what's going on this week for y'all? Hey, Haley, let's see. Any piglets yet? No, we actually, our American guinea hog is so close, but she's not there yet. Me and Miss Mac looked at her yesterday and the day before, and she's close, but just not there yet. So we know she's soon. We were hoping for the end of March, 1st of April, kind of Easter weekend, but it looks like it's going to push back probably another week. Yeah, Big Dave, we've got some storms that are coming through. Not bad so far. We were supposed to have storms for the last 2 or 3 days, and we actually have not. We've had a few little drizzles here and there, but we're supposed to be getting some storms this evening. I hope we have a little rain. Our gardens that we just planted, and we'll have some videos footage on that. But our gardens are going to be needing some rain. So we see Miss Diana planted peas and potatoes. We have our potatoes are looking great. They're about a foot out of the ground. They're looking phenomenal. And actually, we did get sunburned too, Miss Joy. We actually the last few days, Aiden noticed that, and we had these farmer's tans with our shirts on because it was cold in the morning, but then pretty hot during the planting time. Love people seeing they have bunnies and planting, so that's awesome. So that's good, y'all. I'm glad everything's going good. Yeah, I see Scott. Yeah, we're the same way. There's times that we'll pick up 20 or 30 or 40 subscribers, and then all of a sudden we'll lose 15 of those. So, and then actually some of the ones that we're subscribed to, we noticed the other day we were unsubscribed. So always check your subscriber list. Hopefully the max for top on your list, but check all your channels that you're watching because it takes you on and off. So that's great, Miss Caroline. God is good all the time for sure. Hey, Ridge Life, what's up, Tim? How are you, man? A lot of prep work for gardens. Hey, Miss Irene, how are you doing? All right, so Miss Mac looks like she is coming our way, and my coffee just went off. So really, we're fixing to get this live started. It's going to be a lot better now. Did you get her calm?
For now.
For now. So let's see. I think I missed a question right quick while Miss May was getting there. So we're supposed to have some thunderstorms in the Ozarks, but rarely rained here. We're hoping to have some rain tonight. We need a little bit. Let's see. Which breed of pig should I start with? So I'm gonna let you first tell me what your favorite pig is out of the ones we've had, and for what reason? Because that's what's gonna help us answer that question.
Really depends on what you're looking for.
There you go. There's the first question.
What you're looking for on your homestead. If you're wanting something fast growing, for us, we have both. We have a fast grower, and then we have our American guinea hogs take a pretty good while to grow up before they're ready for slaughter. However, we've decided to keep that breed because they are very popular pets in this area. And because they're heritage breed, they sell really well. So they're a good extra income on the farm, but then they're not suitable for a family of 8 to feed all of us the way we go through pork chop, bacon,
Right.
sausage. I mean, we've probably done 3, wiped out 3. And you're talking about a few 100 pounds of pork.
So that being said, like she was talking about,
yeah, it
when you
really
talk about
depends on your needs.
That's right. So what are you wanting with those pigs? So if you're looking for feeders, like Misty said, if you're looking for strictly pork chops, bacon, and hams, go with a commercial breed such as a Yorkshire, Berkshire.
They grow faster, which means they are able to go to process faster and feed your family faster.
But still use them because they're the best tillers that you can find. They're long snouted. They're the ones you see at any other it's your commercial pig.
Right.
So any of those pigs will be good. A lot of times people use old spots. All those pigs will be fine.
But they're very like, because they have long snouts and they till, they work. However, the American guinea hog are a little bit, they're just kind of like how they grow. They're just slow. They're slower moving. They don't till as fast. They don't work as hard.
And they're docile.
But they're very right. That's what I was going to say. They're, as far as a pet, people like them for pets because they're just not as rambunctious. I guess it would be, you see the little doggies that jump around and bark and bark and bark. They're just like so hyper. And compared to some big dogs, just lay around, and it's kind of the same demeanor with the pigs because the pink ones are just so they're up, busy, moving, constantly going. But the American guinea hogs are just very, their personalities are completely different.
Big Dave, the kids loved Easter, had a blast. We went and spent time with family. We had a crowd. I mean, we had probably 170 people. Would you say 70 people?
Yeah, it's about 75.
75 people at where we went.
That's the first time we've gotten together with. Colby has a really big family, and that's the first time we have gotten together. Well, you have a big family anyway.
Yeah.
There's 13 grandchildren, 14.
But we got together with
14, didn't she?
All my family, which was about 30 grandchildren. I mean, as the bigger monarchy family, 30 or 40.
Probably about 50. It's a lot.
A lot.
It's a lot. Yeah.
So we were,
and that's the first time we've gotten together as a whole in several years, just because everybody is going to different places.
If y'all watch a lot of our vlogs, you'll see what we call the big barn. That's where we actually had that there. So Scott Brum said, I wish we just finished maple syrup, never plant till May 24th. That's crazy. May 24th, we're trying to end one set of most of our vegetables and then starting our late summer vegetables. It's amazing how different areas do different things. Miss Francis, how are you?
That would be super cool to do.
Sarah, I'm glad you called alive from Sitka, Alaska. What time is it in Sitka? So you're about what? A few hours behind us, I would imagine. Hey, Paisley Girl said, I was excited to learn that I won the lye soap. Thank you again for that. So,
Yep, we did have a winner for that. As we
yeah.
were just trying to put our YouTube channel out there, and that's pretty cool.
That's right. We're way behind on this chat. Francis said, back to shorts and flip flops, rain off and on all day in Texas. Yeah, we go from wearing like cold weather stuff at 5 and 6 and 7 in the morning to wearing like
Short
summer
sleeves
wears
and shorts and
at lunch.
flip-flops,
So
yeah.
we feel your pain there. Tim said, Mama Mac got milk. We roll it. We actually have right now. We have about 16 gallons probably of milk in our refrigerator. So
yeah,
she's
Sonny
pumping
had
on.
messaged me
Hey, little feet.
earlier about some milk, but it's been crazy today. And that's okay. Busy's good, but I have not responded to that. But
Gosh, we're way behind in the chat. I'm sorry,
to get
guys.
some milk going.
Hey, Moorhead, what's
out.
up, man? Let's see. Thank you. I hope the gardens are looking good for every one of you. We've shown some pictures of our raised beds. You'll be seeing the big garden. We've opened it up and started working on it. Me and Miss Mac and Aiden has been tackling it. Mm-hmm. So it's been a long few days for us too. Hey, Susan, how are you doing? Lotus Blossom, Rehab Life. I'm glad to see some people jumping on in. I'm trying to catch up with y'all's comments. I've not even got coffee, so I'm gonna let you catch your coffee.
I don't know where you're at. You can't leave me hanging like that, boy.
You gotta just make believe you know where we're at.
So hi to everyone that is coming on. I'm gonna try to. He was scrolling, so I'm not sure where. I think you're caught up. Oh, Miss Stacy, I see you on here. Get with me about those eggs, about those turkey eggs. I do have a few. I have four. Is there 4 over there now? 4 that I've been turning. My girls usually lay 2 a day. I did not get back out this afternoon to see if there was any more turkey eggs, but I usually do get 2 a day. I just sold 6. And I did. We have some thunderstorms that are starting to roll in. It's lightning a little bit here, but anyway, my incubators are full, so this is where we're at on the turkey eggs. So I put it out there on Facebook. If I have any locals that wanted to come pick up our turkey eggs, I cannot eat our turkey eggs. They're too valuable to me. My incubator is full. I have mostly ducks. Then my turkeys really started picking up. So I put as many in the incubator as I could. And now they're still like laying. And I told Colby, I was like, we can't just not use these. So I put them out there to sell. And I have sold 6. I've almost got 6 more. Like I said, I only have 2 of my 4 hens are laying. So
hey, McLeod, how are y'all? Hey, Drops.
I'm going to try to get those into people's hands that can hatch them and use them. I can't just eat the eggs. To me, they're too valuable. Tornado in Louisiana. Oh, no.
Yeah, we're not too far from Monster, so we got to keep an eye on that. Luana said that they named their homestead Lucedale. Hey, you're not far from us either, on 3 acres. So,
do you
welcome.
eat the duck eggs? Rehab Life says, yes, we do.
We eat fire out of them.
They are very rich in protein. They are wonderful in cakes, cornbreads, pancakes, stuff like that. I love to cook with my duck eggs.
Now, I'm going to say this. I told her the other day, I love to eat the duck eggs. I actually she was just talking, I actually enjoy them probably a little bit more. I'm scrambling eggs. But boiling eggs, I can eat them, but I don't like them as much as I like a chicken egg. Do
you think it's because they're so much more white in the egg?
The white,
you don't like that
it's actually the white becomes
a little bit more rubbery.
Yeah, it's like more congealed. It's not like white. It's like a clear. It doesn't taste the same to me. I like eggs.
I'm not crazy about boiled eggs, anyways. But.
Yeah, I'm not me either. I mean,
we do like to eat them on salad.
We've been eating salads like crazy though. All right, this is going nuts.
Y'all, after fighting with those Freedom Rangers to get lettuce, we finally have lettuce, and it looks amazing. I actually had to pick some to give away.
It's crazy
because it's just out there. It's everywhere.
Big Dave, we always use chicken egg. I imagine duck may work. Well, I don't know. I don't want to tell you that because making mayo is very easy. But if you change just a little bit of it.
I've used both.
Did you hear her interrupt me?
I've used both. The most important thing with making mayonnaise that I wish I could have put in the video that I didn't is when you crack the egg and you drop it in the bottom,
That yolk better
it
stay whole
needs
too.
it needs to be on the bottom. Pour your oil on top very, very slowly. And when you put your blender in there, just be very careful. And you want to pulsate it from the bottom up, because if you put it in there and you start spinning it too fast, it's going to automatically go to liquid. So you want to pulsate it from the bottom and work your way up to give it that
Gelatinous,
wiggly
jiggly stuff.
Yeah. But to me, there's no better mayonnaise.
Okay.
It's fast, easy, cheap, healthy, healthier.
But when you don't have it,
What?
so when you don't have it, you got to make it real quick.
Oh yeah, there's been several times they're like, get the mayonnaise out, and I'll turn around and I'm like, oh, there's no mayonnaise. I have to make it real quick, but it only takes like 2 minutes. So deviled eggs, yes, we do like deviled eggs. I think that's one of those staple things for the South is deviled eggs. Lettuce be blessed, yes. Count our blessings in that lettuce, because I'm telling you, we went a season without it, dealing with our Freedom Rangers getting out, and that's the first thing they would go to is digging those lettuce beds. You talking about making me fire and mad.
Fancy Farmer, we don't use vinegar, we use lemon juice.
Kim said, I done bought another jersey. I must have Jersey blood.
We like our jerseys now.
Yes, we do. We are actually supposed to be, hopefully we're going to breed Josie soon. So we're super excited about that. She is beautiful. She's growing off beautiful. So we're going to be breeding her, and
hey, Miss Vicky.
I think it'll be fun.
Hey,
I mean, it'll be pretty cool to be milking Allie and Josie, because that's generations, right? It's her mama,
having Trixie behind them.
Yeah, which she's still a baby, but it will be a generational thing. So it's really kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool.
Jackie, we do not pickle eggs with beets. I don't even like beets. Misty doesn't either. Pickled eggs, I can eat pickled quail eggs because they're smaller, but just like a big pickled big egg, I just can't do it.
Do you add vinegar to your mayo? No, I do not. But
I've already answered that.
Oh, sorry. But did you talk about the lemon juice?
No, don't discuss it now.
Okay, so I do add lemon juice if I know that I'm not going to use it right away. I have made it before without lemon juice. Like if I know that we're going to have a lot of people over and we're eating salad or whatever, I'm making like homemade Thousand Island, which is basically just mayonnaise and ketchup mixed together with a little bit of garlic. I usually put a little bit of salt, pink Himalayan salt, and then a little bit of parsley.
That's right, Miss Josie.
So if I'm doing that and I know we're going to use it all, I don't put the lemon juice. I just do the egg and the oil and whip it together and then mix it with my mayonnaise and add my herbs to it. But if I'm going to make it and I'm putting it in the refrigerator for us to use later, I usually will put a little bit of lemon juice in there. And that's more of like a preservative type thing. So
we eat it so quick, though. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah, usually it doesn't last long in our house.
Hey, Stivers, and thank you, Fancy Farmer. I see a lot of people having lettuce too. We have like 6 or 7 different kind of lettuces, but we are lettuce snobs too.
Butter Crunch is the best.
Absolutely,
it is the best.
We have grown.
It's so tender.
Oh,
it's really.
It's
good.
Probably unhealthy for you. That's probably why. But we grow romaine. We grow
how can lettuce
purple.
Be unhealthy?
What's like iceberg? I mean, really? Come on.
They do say the darker the green. Does anybody? I've never researched this. But does anybody ever heard the darker the green, the better the vegetable? Like more nutrients in it. Is there any truth to that? Does anybody know?
I don't know. We love the Butter Crunch. We've been getting into purple Skyfos. Butter Crunch is the best, Miss Rebecca.
Butter Crunch is the best.
Now we grow oak leaf. We grow romaine, purple Skyfos, purple Butter Crunch, green Butter Crunch. What else do we grow?
I'd be lying if I said.
There's one more. I can't remember. It's kind of like Butter Crunch.
Something? I don't know.
I can't either. I can't remember.
There's several out there, but Butter Crunch.
It's a head. It's a head butter. It's butter. It's sweet butter, but it's a head lettuce. So, yeah, we actually love salads. I usually eat 1 or 2 a day personally. So,
but it's nice to be able to. I think the darker the green, the more nutrients. That's what I've always heard, but I have never researched that, so I cannot verify that for you. I'm just throwing that fact out there, going off a whim here. So I don't really know if there's any truth to that, but that's something that's
Mr.
kind
Jackson
of
said it was.
intrigued my interest. Yeah, Miss Ellen said I've heard that too, but I don't know that for sure. I don't know what facts are behind that. But anyway,
We
but
like coastal too. I'm sorry, and
Coastal, yeah.
Muriel and coastal was the other two. I'm sorry, it just came to me.
you know, we have volunteer lettuce that's coming up in that
volunteer
neighborhood.
oak leaf coming up right where that was.
Yep.
So
So that's amazing. Y'all know we're huge seed savers, and letting your lettuce go to seed is something
Miss Darlene.
super easy to do. And if you're not familiar with how to do that, basically your lettuce is going to start putting off long shoots that will like make flowers. Let the whole thing just get crunchy and die. Get those seeds out of those little flower pods, and boom, you've got free lettuce again. Don't ever have to buy it again. And they just keep on giving. I mean, to me, it's crazy to think you would just rip all that up or designate a plant to say, I'm going to let this one and this one go to flower and keep those for forever lettuce.
Lawana said planted lettuce for the first time this year. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
There's not really a time that it's ready unless you're going head lettuce, but we grow a lot of just piece lettuce or leaf lettuce. We cut it right off.
Don't really know what to look for when it's ready. Do you want to touch that?
Well, the main thing is if it's heading and it's starting to ball up, that's like cabbage, you're ready. However, anytime you're eating lettuce, you can cut it off, tear it off, whatever you want to do from the sides, and you're not going to hurt the main plant. It's going to keep on growing. Just make sure you take it off
because
as you
the
eat
inner ones will come out.
That's right.
And more innards will grow. Those innards will come out.
We
More
pull off
innards
the
will grow.
sides.
So that's right. He's saying harvest or pick from the side.
And that way it keeps on growing.
But when it gets to be about the size of like your hand or a piece of lettuce, the smaller they are, probably the more tender they will be. But you know, it's just not a lot.
Stiver said somebody said something about bok choy, and they did joy choy Chinese cabbage. We're not huge cabbage eaters. If we eat it stewed down. So we're usually using just a regular cabbage. So
Colby and I like it, but the kids don't.
Yeah, so we don't grow the bok choy. We don't grow any kind of heartier. Let me go back and say we did the what did we do last year? That's kind of like that.
Spring.
We did Swiss chard. Swiss chard and cabbage both. They're just okay for us. We're not crazy about them. I mean, we'll eat them on salads,
over the
but
years,
it's just not that,
we've tried to learn to grow what our whole family likes, because like we would eat cauliflower, but the kids, again, goes back to the cabbage. The kids are not like totally crazy about it, so it's hard for us to put a lot of time and energy into something that just one or two people like. So we try to grow things that the whole family likes. It's just more sensible.
Now, Drops, I agree with you on the cabbage for coleslaw. We would rather eat coleslaw
than cabbage.
I'm sorry, so that's correct. However, it's easier for us to go buy organic coleslaw.
Morningwood said that they had planted their lettuce in their garage last year, and now that it looks amazing. That's great.
All right, great question. Have you tried making cheese from your own milk? We have. We've made ricotta and mozzarella. Personally, we've not found the cheese to be just we love it. It's okay.
It's
we
edible.
Can get it, but it's not. We're missing something. We're going to try when we age our ham this next year. I want to try to age our cheese and wax it like the old traditional way, because us do it like this, and then they tell you to add all the additives. We're trying to get away from that.
That's what we're trying to get out of.
We've just kind of gotten away from that.
We have not perfected that, but we would eventually like to.
Absolutely.
You know, sometimes it's like you have to pick your battles. I mean, you don't know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you have to pick your battles. We eat cheese, but it's not a daily part of our diet.
Right.
So, like, milk definitely is. Eggs definitely are in our diet every day.
And butter, which is the grease that we use for. I mean, between we really don't have to have oil anymore at all, because between our bacon that provides the lard and the grease
and butter.
That's right. and then we have the butter. So
Like
we
the
got
other
pretty
day,
much.
I was spooning. I cooked some sausage and I
Mhm.
was spooning the grease over to cook the eggs in. Harley was like, "Mama, please don't use all that in there. I don't want it to taste all like sausage." And I was like, "Baby, I'm just using a little bit in the bottom so it won't stick." Because Colby will cook the sausage, take the
Oh,
sausage
man.
up, and put the eggs right
I want them
directly in
like
all
black.
the grease.
I want them just all cooked together.
But we would rather have ours
Me and Aiden like it
sausage
that way.
here, eggs here.
We have boy eggs, and then we have the girl people who like eggs.
But
Great
I did
question.
use the grease from the
Aubrey
sausage.
said, "What pig water feeder do you recommend?" Okay, if you go to watch our pig videos, you'll see the water we have. We've not done an instructional video, but we have linked the parts to it. You can pick up any bigger gallon jug. You can usually pick them up most of the time from food places, on marketplaces, and you buy the little nippler for it. It works phenomenal. I challenge you to do it. Pick up a 30, 40,
And
or 55
if you buy
gallon.
pigs that are not familiar with that, all you got to do
Put a
is
little
pop
peanut
some
butter.
peanut butter on there. They're
That's
going to
right.
go straight to it and start nibbling on it. They'll learn, hey, water comes from here, and they're smart. They're smarter than what we give them credit for.
They're way too smart, to be honest with you. So we've not actually put the new pigs. We got the new chargers in. You know, we run about 7 Premier One chargers already. No, 6 Premier One chargers already. So we had to buy 2 more for our new pigs. Y'all saw the piglets, so we'll be training them from the pig pen to the actual nets to be in the forest with the other pigs. Let's see.
I'm going to be getting feeder pigs soon. Any tips on
See
building
you, Paisley girl.
Did we miss anything else?
We probably did. If we missed your comment, please
definitely. Now, I will say this: the American guinea hogs, when we first brought them home, they were so nuts that they were literally ramming the fence to try to get out.
Talking about the first set of Yorkshires?
No, George and Pippa were literally crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Ramming. Even their babies did that. Miss Stacy can attest to that. When we put them in there, remember they just had they will ram with their nose until they literally bleed. We have seen it multiple times. So you better build it strong. Now,
Hey,
I will say
Rip.
our feeder pigs, I don't ever remember our feeder pigs ramming fences like that. Do you?
No, they just
I
want
don't
to eat.
ever.
They just want, they're just nosy. That's all it is.
I don't ever remember our feeder pigs doing that. Just make sure that it's structurally strong. Are you planning on like doing temporary fencing so like you can move them around in Premier One hog net, or are you planning to keep them in a permanent location? I would definitely say you need deep bedding system, a good deep bedding system, have plenty of access to wood chips if they're going to be in a permanent place. Our little ones are in deep bedding now in a permanent place until they learn us, learn our food buckets. Then they will go to got hog panels and a T-post. That's what they're planning on doing. Is that good enough?
Drops, and I just want to mention Drops and Stivers. Zach said that they both like the all-in-one pot eggs and sausage. I just want to make sure we're clear on that. Okay, back to the pig talk. So, Rip, that's not a bad idea, but if you've got pigs that are wanting to get out,
are they piglets,
they're going to get out.
Piglets, or are they
even no matter what they are? I think you need to.
That's a good idea. That's what we're going to do with our piglets.
But wood your bottom. Go around the bottom of your panels. Just go to a cheap lumber mill. Just get raw wood, junky wood, nothing spectacular, logs, and go around the bottom because they'll learn to use their snout to just get a little bit underneath and then just dig it around and they'll get out. Mm-hmm. So, and the last thing you want to do is try to wrangle pigs if they're not used to you or not used to a bucket. Yeah. So just make sure more security on the front end to have less difficulty on the back end. And that will also help you train your pigs to Premier One fencing because you put it inside that wood right around the edge, and that'll teach them, oh, wait, this is hot. When I touch it, it hurts. And then you won't need the big fence.
We will be doing almost the same similar thing. Like we did use cattle gate as well, secured it to columns of our barn, but we also do, well, that's good. I have been praying for rain. Our Gardens needed it so
See you,
bad.
Tim.
But then we also used a wooden, like Colby said, we used a wooden board across the bottom.
Barrier.
Right. So that
Show
was
your
just
shirt.
more security.
Show your shirt. Somebody asked about your shirt.
I just wet my plant.
Hey, Rehab Life, fruit trees, crazy expensive. Misty's been looking for more fruit trees. Guys, let me tell you, I cannot stress this enough. Food prices are going up. I'm just telling you, it's food shortage is real, not because of some of the things that you think, but I'm just telling you, you better buy what you can right now. You better grow what you can because fruit trees have doubled already. Your seeds are doubling already. Um, Corn, anything corn based, your feeds will be doubling. I'm telling you, when I say I have 6,000 pounds worth of feed in our garage, we have 6,000 pounds worth of feed in our garage because ultimately, if you're doing any kind of feed, you're gonna see it go up. Fertilization is going up. Now we don't conventional fertilize, but if you've looked at conventional fertilization, your 8 elements, which people use, your potash, your potassium, your let's see, nitrogen, all that stuff is doubled in price this year.
Well, just
What
like
that means is everything's going up.
I was pricing out a medley plum tree. That variety does really well for our area.
See you later, Miss Carolyn.
And I can't find it around here. So I called. Actually, we're going to be speaking in a few weeks at the first place I called because I know them personally. And she said, we're having a hard time getting fruit trees, Misty. I mean, we can't get them here. So I said, well, I wanted to check with y'all, of course, first, because, y'all are local and, we always try to do local first. Called around to several other places. Nobody had the variety that I'm looking for. So someone had mentioned going online and I did, and it is $43. We paid maybe $25.
Not probably, maybe not even
For
that.
ours, like 5 years ago. $43, y'all. I about fell out of my chair.
All right.
For a plum tree.
Yeah, food prices are going up. So if you're not growing it, that's okay, but store up on it. Go back and buy bulk. It'd be worth it. Aubrey Fisher says, "How do I make sure I get the right pig feed?" Okay, so right now we're using Tucker milling feed. We actually drove a long distance to get that. So I challenge you to look, make sure you're getting a good feed that's not conventional. Try to find non-GMO, organic. We're using a non-GMO feed. We actually supplement another organic and non-GMO feed as well, which is a grass base, just to give them more taste for the forest.
What kind of birds are you incubating? Like dual purpose, or what kind are you doing?
Have you checked with Williamson Nursery in Summit for a plum tree? So we can reach out to them. Thank you for that, Carlene's Corner.
Williamson Nursery? No, I'll have to look that up. I called all of our local stores. I called a place called Plunkett's in Lawrence County. They didn't have the variety I was looking for either. They did have a plum tree. It wasn't the variety that I was looking for.
Grammy Karen, we usually buy sackfuls of Yukon Gold and Red Pontiacs. So we usually buy 50-pound sacks, and we spend about $25 to $30 for the little packs. Typically, if somebody's selling 3-pound packs and 5-pound packs here, 3-pound I think are usually $10. 5 pounds are $12 to $15, something like that. So $10 to $15 for 3 to 5 pounds is normal. I've been seeing on $15 to $20 because the supply and demand, like we were just talking about. So if you're around that price, you're not bad. But I'm gonna be honest with everyone here. If you're buying seed, most of your seed's gonna cost you more this year, and you've got to just know that. And that's why it's so important to save seed. We have old videos on seed. There are a lot of the older ones that nobody hardly has ever watched, but a lot of them are on saving seed, which is very, very important. So I'm gonna go calm the party down.
Yeah, the girls are having a little bit too much fun in there. So I saw a good question from Miss Kathy at North Star Prepstetter. If you're buying two, try to buy one on sale. Cornish cross. Where are they laying eggs for you, Kim, or are you buying eggs and just hatching them out yourself? Kim Winkler said, I've got big news. So happy. You'll have to share your big news with us, Kim. All right, I'm trying to catch up, y'all. Why won't this go down?
You gotta use the thing on the side.
We saved seeds for the first time last year. That's amazing. Put in an offer on a property. Good. And it was accepted. How exciting. All right, Miss Kathy asked if what would your plan be if it got to the point where you were not able to get feed anymore? So tell her what we're doing out back.
Okay, so a few things. Because our farm is centered around cows. So in permaculture design, you want to center your farm around whatever that is the biggest asset on your farm. Ultimately, cow is the biggest asset because what they do for our grounds, but also what they give us, especially our Jersey. So on average, our cow does not need feed at all. Actually, our cows get no feed.
Thank you for that number. I've got it saved.
Our cows get no feed at all unless we just want to give them a treat. Now we do feed a grass-fed organic alfalfa when we're milking. That is not a have to. It's a treat for them to stand still.
Right.
If we get to the point where we're not able to buy that, and we do buy that in major bulk. I mean, actually, usually 8 months, 10 months in advance. So
well, and that's because we try to keep her built up because not only is she milking,
she's feeding
for
a baby.
us, she's also feeding a baby, plus trying to keep her body healthy.
So on the cow aspect, between the grass and haste that we have and our native grass in Zone 8B, we can pretty much grow grass all year round in some form or fashion. We don't have a lot of snow now. You did see the winter storm this last year, but that's not normal. So our cows are okay. Sheep, same way. They're ruminant animals. Our sheep absolutely need no feed whatsoever. Now it comes to the chickens and pigs. The pigs and chickens can live off a lot of our scrap in the ground to an extent, but because their bodies are made to have some kind of feed, some kind of corn base, some kind of grain, that's where we have started across the lake over there. If you remember where our sheep and pig and our other bee apiary is, we are growing corn and soybean, extra helping of corn and soybean, because we're wanting to feed them off the land too. So not saying that we're going to feed our whole animal off the land, especially our pigs. It won't
go very far, but it's a start.
But it's a start. So I'd say, like today, we have a food scrap bucket inside, and because we have extra extra milk, a lot of those scraps go to the pig. So a lot of times, a lot of their diet can be utilized by just our scraps, such as broccoli ends, half-eaten apples or
that
orange
goes
peels.
for chickens too.
Absolutely. Actually, chickens could live off food scraps alone in the ground, of course. They actually do not have to have grain because they're getting a lot of your scraps and can eat off the ground. Now, if they're in a pen, then they have to have feed. But if you're free ranging them, they actually can make it. Yeah. So we're trying to figure out a way that we can make sure our food is sustainable. So we raise our pigs in the forest. We also raise them on the edges. We're moving them just like we move every other animal. So they are naturally getting food off the ground. And we're teaching them that way. If you heard me a while ago, said we feed them feed, but we also feed them a little grass mixture too. The whole point of us feeding them a little alfalfa is I want them to understand they need to forage and get a taste for grass because we want them to eat what's in the forest too, not just the grubs, not just the snakes, not just the bugs, but we want them to eat the hedges. We want them to eat the grasses, and that helps teach them that way.
Okay, there was a question about bolting collards, if you want to address that. I didn't get to read the whole thing. I just saw it come across.
Should I bolt? Should the collard? Phyllis, first of all, I'd find out where you're at. I don't know what zone you're in. Collards are going to bolt because they're either getting too hot. Collards are a cool crop, so you need to be growing them in cool temperatures. Like right now, we can't grow collards. If we did, we'd have to harvest them as baby greens because a full-size collard would bolt for sure here. Even our lettuce will start bolting here in the next few months. probably the next month or so. Coastal and Muriel won't, but our Butter Crunches and our Romaines will bolt the same way. Hey, VW, what's up, man? So, again, the main thing about trying to become, our animal sustainability is understanding that our chickens and our pigs can eat a lot more off the land than we give them credit to. They can forage. There's nothing wrong with that. And that's another reason the American guinea hog does do well. But even our little Yorkshires and Berkshires have done well under there. They've ate a lot of the stuff under the trees. They've kept it clean, but ultimately eaten a lot off the farm. And Ben brings up
Kim
BW
said-
too. Bees too. Bees need nothing from us.
Yep. Speaking of the bees, poor little Ellie, we were walking across today. I was going to show Colby's mom. We pulled the tarps back, and y'all, the soil is just beautiful. I mean, I cannot understand why we didn't
Trey,
even think of that technique sooner. Yeah. I'm like, because down here in the South, it's like you go till up the ground, you throw the seeds in the ground. When it's dead, you just cut it all down, let it grow up. The next year, you till it all up. I mean, that's just what we've always done here. But when you stop and you think about it, to put something over that area to keep the grass from growing, it's as easy as laying tarps down, putting sandbags or wood or whatever on it, and then leaving it alone. And then you don't have to go through the tilling the next year. The weeds are going to come like crazy. I don't care if you till that sucker 150 times. The weeds are going to come back.
That sucker 150 times. I like that. That was a good comment.
So I don't know why we never thought of that sooner. It just makes sense. So anyway, I was going to walk Colby's mom over across today. She'd come to drop Jennings off, and she wants to till that grass up. And I said, look, you've got to stop tilling. If Colby comes and tills at this time, if you don't get tarps on there, I'm coming to put tarps on there for you. So we were walking across, and a bee got Ellie, Belle, and her little pinky, and it's just as puffy as it can be, poor thing. I couldn't get the stinger out fast enough either. It had already swole up. Got over that stinger.
Great question, Miss Kathy. Would you have to reduce your number of animals if you had to rely on land only? We would reduce our chickens, or we would actually just go completely free range and not worry about its egg production as much as the safety of our chickens for meat and for sustainable egg production.
Speaking of, Kim said that she bought Cornish cross.
I'm trying to answer this question, but Miss Mac is just wanting to get in this.
It's because I'm not going to remember it if I don't tell you now. Kim said their Cornish cross they never butchered, and they started laying, so they put the eggs in the incubator and then they have chicks. That's what
Kim.
We had planned on doing with our Freedom Rangers, but now we're just ready to kill them because they're crazy.
Hey, Cassie. Okay, so I'm going to answer the rest of Miss Kathy. Miss Kathy, I'm going to answer it now. Are you ready for this?
Well, it's taking you like 50 hours.
Hey, don't even go there. Let's rewind this because you did the same thing. That bee story with Ellie, you went all the way around the world with that one.
I know, but I had to get my point across about the tarts, y'all.
Short answer. Pigs, we would downsize by making sure that our Yorkshires would be gone first by eating them. The American guinea hog would be fine. We would let them forage. They would be a smaller pig, but they would be fine. Our chickens, we would let them be fully free range versus doing any kind of moving or keeping them in pens, and we would hope for eggs. And then, of course, our cow and sheep will be perfect. So that's a good question, though. Very good question. Now, do you have something to state?
Have you tried putting honey on her sting? No, I actually have some oils, some essential oils from plant therapy that is specifically for inflammation. So immediately, we were way across the yard. So by the time we got in, I saw the stinger and I tried to get in and pull it out, but I only got the little pulsating part out and the stinger was still in there. So I was trying to run in and get it out. And she was crying and the baby was asleep in the room and Aiden was in here and he was like, what's going on? Anyway, by the time I got to my tweezers and got back to her and got a light, it has swollen up over the little stinger part. So I probably won't be able to get that out till tomorrow or the next day. But I did put some oil on there and I put her some ice on there just to try to cause some vasoconstriction to keep that inflammation down. So
Rip, good question.
It's puffy still.
Do you have any how-to videos on homeschooling? Which we don't. We do talk a lot about it though. My wife will be homeschooling our kids in Mississippi. We are just starting it, and we're wanting to know the rules down there. Mississippi is very lax on homeschooling right now, which is a good thing. You just have to file with your attendance, linking your county extension.
You just basically have to let them
person.
know that you're going to be doing their work at home.
We've done a backup. Long story short, have been a little dissatisfied this last year with them after a long time of being with them, and we're not going to let Misty get on her soapbox about them. But we're starting a lot of new
we're going to do this next year. We're going to do Bob Jones and some of my father's world unit studies, but we have used Rebecca for 9 years now, preschool and then 7th grade twice. So a long time. We've used Rebecca for a really long time.
Jessica, what do you use
Toby
Comfrey
loves
for?
Freedom Range.
Salve, chop and drop. What else? You just said it. I would do salve, chop and drop, and then feed to your animals. Comfrey is very good for your animals. They'll eat what they need, and they'll leave some for later. It's almost like a mineral to them. Let's see.
Homeschooled my daughter in Mississippi. That's cool.
We have done honey on bee stings for sure a lot, actually.
Actually, when Sayla stepped on a very old, nasty screw, I used 75% honey on her wound. 75% of the time, I used strictly honey on her wound, and it healed it perfect.
We have a video on that.
I do. And it did great.
Hey, Nikki, how are you?
I've actually used honey on a half-dead chicken that I've got out of the chicken coop before that got picked to nothing. You remember that chicken that I nursed back to health using honey on its neck? Yeah, that's the cool thing, Miss Kathy, about homeschooling is you can pick the curriculums that are best for your children. You know, they have certain needs, and some learn faster than others, and you know, some need more work than others, and you know, whatever works.
Fancy Farmer said, Misty, I meant to tell you that with your encouragement, I finally got to start herbs from scratch. They finally worked. So
Yay.
That's good. Latoya said, in Costa Rica, homeschooling is illegal.
That's crazy.
After raising my kids at credit school in the U.S. Latoya, the sad thing is, I'm scared in the next few years you're going to see that here in America. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I'm just being completely honest.
You know, y'all saw me talk. It is flexible here in Mississippi, but
thanks, Nikki B.
The thing that I know with my children is they have to have a certain amount of knowledge before they can take the ACT. So it's our goal that we meet those standards. And like that week, we happened to miss Friday. We did some outdoor stuff. The weather was pretty, so we said we're not going to do school today. We're going to go outside. We're going to have to spend time together as a family. But we used Saturday to make it up because I won't say that I'm a really, really super like mean, strict mom, but we get our work done. We do it all. There's no cheating. There's no, we do our testing. I make them, we have goals that we have to meet by the end of the year, and it doesn't matter if they whine or cry or, do whatever. We do our schoolwork, and schoolwork is very important. So,
Man said, I just want y'all to know y'all are the sweetest demeanor. Y'all have the sweetest demeanor. I thoroughly enjoy watching you all, listen and see how God is blessing you.
Thank you so very much. That is very sweet.
Big Dave, the chickens are, let's say the red Freedom Rangers are huge. In the words of Trump, huge. They're huge. They're like 10 pounds. What'd you say?
Yeah.
They some big birds.
Yeah.
I'm ready to kill them. I ain't gonna lie.
The
white ones are probably
Cornish
4 or 5 pounds.
Yeah, they're probably about 4 pounds. They're still kind of small.
They got a few more weeks.
You're not getting my phone. So go pew somewhere else. Aiden's standing there looking at me like trying to get my phone. He's not getting my phone. He ran my battery down earlier.
Would it be a lot if my wife emails you and some questions for homeschooling? I'm new to Mississippi and don't know anyone around here. Please do.
Yes, absolutely.
I know a lot of our moderators have put our email on here. Reach out to us. We're always available. If we can help you homeschool, that even makes us even more happy.
Yes, it does.
Miss Linda,
we've been doing it for a long time.
A plum tree. We're hoping to find the one we're wanting, but we found one close. Thank you, Grim.
Yeah, I did find one about 30 miles away, but it wasn't the variety that I was looking for. But I did find it was a Bradley. What did I put on there on the board? Branson Bradley. I can't. Bruce.
Oh,
I knew it
gosh.
started with a B.
A male boy name, bro. It starts with a B. I was hoping you were going to get there.
I did find a Bruce. Sorry, I'm not a fruit tree expert.
We're actually not good with fruit at all, but we're getting better. Our plum tree is looking phenomenal. So that's why we want another one, because we feel successful.
It's in its 6th year, and it has done amazing. And the plum jelly turned out so good this year. But we're working on the other one. How long does it take y'all to drive 30 miles? 25 minutes.
Yeah. Well, Fancy Farmer, you're in Washington, D.C., aren't you? So, like, 30 miles for us is 20 to 25 minutes, because usually we can hit a highway or interstate, and we're there. So, but we've been in some areas that's like, I don't say y'all live in areas that's so crammed up, because when we used to go to the cabin to go 5 miles, it would take us like an hour, and that's too much.
Yeah.
I had to hyperventilate or something. See, Miss Kathy was trying to help you. She was giving you more names. Bronson, Bubba,
I
Bud.
know. I Googled that. I saw that. I need to plant a plum. Our plum took 5 good years to mature. And last year, it put off more than we could imagine. And this year, it's absolutely just as beautiful, and it's in its 6th year.
All Things Beautiful Homestead said that there's Methley Plum about an hour south of us. Let us know where, Carrie and Mindy, because we are looking for Methley Plum. We love it.
That's what the variety that I'm looking for, actually, because it has done amazing here.
Fancy Farmer and I think Latoya both said 30 miles takes sometimes 30 minutes to an hour, or 50 minutes, or up to 3 or 4 hours. Holy moly. Yeah, we have life. We got to take it slow. We're only going 70 on the interstate. So, you know what we've learned getting started on homesteading? Bump pruning. Once it's pruned, we ain't doing it anymore. We ain't doing it.
Yeah, there's a few
upside down umbrella for the ones like the plum and peach and anything in that family. Correct. After that,
pears and apples need leaders. That means leaf middle. I've never plumbed my blueberries. Plumbed. I've never pruned my blueberries, and I get gallon bags every year from them.
Yeah, but we do have bees, and we do have cross-pollination blueberries on property. Yeah, but we do not cut them at all.
And like I said, we're not fruit expert. A lot of y'all people probably already know this, but we have found pine strawing around our blueberries, like gave them the boost that they needed. I think it does amazing for them.
So a lot of people are saying in Picayune, Arcola, Louisiana. So, hour 2, 3 hours under us.
I don't know the name of any of these places though. I need to find the name of the places so I can get in touch with them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, good. Do you remember the name of the nursery? If you do, if you could drop that name, I'll type it in my phone so I can look it up, because I wouldn't mind driving like an hour to get one.
Linda says, I have no idea why you would raise a chicken at 3 pounds when you raise your own. I'm guessing ham. That's true. You know what? We eat one thing so much, though. We like to diversify our palates, because sometimes when we ate chicken like 3 days in a row the other day, and I was just like, I cannot eat another bird. I do not want a bird on my plate.
That video about our meat birds hadn't come out yet either, has it?
Huh? No, not yet.
Y'all got to stay tuned for that.
Yeah, so we have some good videos coming up. We're fixing to end tonight. But, hey, Sean, what's up, man? Big things this week. So we had 3 major transitions this week. One really, all of them good. 2 of them very good in some ways, kind of bittersweet, and one that's kind of a downer. So you'll be seeing videos on that this week. Hey, tell me your thoughts. I know a lot of y'all are our diligent followers. Of course, we're still doing the day in the life vlogs like we're doing now, but we're going to try to do a little bit more. What would you call it? Talking about homesteading in a little bit different fashion. So we're going to hit on the budgeting and how money can be made on homestead, how you can lose money on homestead. So we're going to kind of take and kind of change maybe a weekend
Well,
vlog
not only
or a
that, just like can you make money off of pigs?
Yeah.
What is the cost to raise pigs? What is the cost to raise meat birds? Because there's
Thank you, Dickie B.
there's so much to try to consider. You know, I think a lot of people do homesteading in different facets, whether it's just raising chickens in a garden or, you know, then some people want to ponder a few other things but are nervous too because they don't know the budgeting side of it.
Right.
You know, is this going to hurt me? Are we going to be able to afford this? You know, how can I make ends meet if I'm feeding more mouths?
Thanks, little feet.
You know, that's a hard decision to try to make. I'm just going to put that number down.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take maybe 1 or 2 days a week out of our weekly vlogs. You know, we try to do 4 to 5 to even 6 sometimes a week of our vlog, kind of a day in life, do a normal life. But we're going to take one of those or maybe
Thank
two
you,
of
all
those
things beautiful. I've got your number.
a week and try to make them about not really how-tos or tutorials as much as this is how we've done it and how it's done well. And this is where we've learned from making money or losing money, or this is how we've done on pigs in detail, some nerdy math sometimes, but maybe the budgeting and the financial side of homesteading. I think a lot of times we just think, well, we're going to lose money on the farm. Well, that's not necessity. But at the same time, I think a lot of times people get in and say, well, we're going to make a lot of money on this. But I think there's sometimes it's saturated in some areas. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So give me your opinions. You know, as we kind of knock those videos around, we're going to do 2 or 3 pilots for that and kind of see if they do okay. If you think you like them, great. Let us know. If they're terrible and they're boring and you clicked off of them, tell us so we know. And we won't do
Sometimes
those
it's
anymore.
not about knowing as much about what you're eating. Sometimes it's really about knowing what you're eating, not so much about saving money, isn't it?
That's correct. And so that's one of the main
in
things.
some areas.
That's right. So
like
Grammy Karen
asked earlier about the pig thing. Can you actually make money off of raising pigs for people?
I actually think that's one of the prefaces, Grammy Karen, is why do we homestead? Is it a food movement? Is it a side hustle, or is this the way of life? So if it's a food movement, price really doesn't go into it. I mean, you've got to decide, okay, if we're going to make this move, no matter what it costs, it's going to cost us. If it's a side hustle, then you're saying I want to balance out my spending on my farm to then at least cover the cost of it by making a little side money here and there. And then the goal of kind of where we're at to where we want a sustainable farm that pays for itself, but also can make money. But ultimately, that's not really the main goal. It's a kind of all picture of the homestead. So I think that's a great thing. I really do.
And you know, some tips where if some things do cost your farm, where you can't actually bring profit to the table from some things, you can sacrifice in other areas.
Right.
Like maybe not go to the movies once a month or not, which the movies even open anymore.
No. No, what are you talking about? We don't go to the movies. So I don't know.
Or like maybe not eat out this like once a week. I mean, that would save a family our size, which we don't eat out hardly ever. But say for a family that would be used to eating out at least a few nights a week, we'll say family our size doesn't. So anyway, we're just saying like you can sacrifice in some areas to make it work.
And then for our urban homesteaders and our suburbia homesteaders, we're going to try to do a spin on eating healthy and organically when you have to buy stuff. So we're going to do a few videos at supermarkets and show, okay, there's days that there's like the last week, especially on Saturday nights and Sundays, we forget to lay out our meat all the time. We are terrible at that
because we're outside all day.
Yeah, and so then we go to church real early. We have an early church, so we go to church and we're like, man, we didn't lay out food for. So we're going to talk about okay, if the Macs have to run to Walmart or run to supermarket,
Eating on a budget.
how can you eat on a budget to feed our family and do it organically and clean? So we're gonna have some videos on that too. So I hope that y'all will like those. We're gonna try a little different spin on some of those topics.
Yep. So it'll be a little bit different.
Not all the time. That's gonna be
Not
like
all the time, right.
once or twice a week. We don't want to give you too much nerdy math. We'd rather you just see our pretty children and my pretty wife more than me talking nerdy math. So.
But I mean, for us, it just makes sense. And like we said, so many people ponder, can I do this or can I do that? And I hope that we'll help answer some questions just from what we've gained in our experiences and the things that we've learned. Because we've been there before and we said, can we do it? Can we not do it? Can we afford that? And, I think it'll be good.
We're gonna see. We'll see if y'all like it or not.
There's some people saying they like the nerdy math stuff. So, but it would not be wise to bite off more than you can chew without thinking through the pros or cons. So it is something that I think everybody considers. So we're just going to kind of run through some scenarios and do a little bit of teaching.
We'll see what happens.
He's the number cruncher.
I actually like number crunching. It makes me feel like, yes, I've got it here.
He's actually the nerdy math man. I'm not as much, but.
All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for coming on tonight. Remember, we have some great videos coming up. Tomorrow's video is actually a how-to video. We hope you like it. It's just, you saw us do the smoker the other day, so it's just kind of after a year of raising this animal, we finally get to take this ham to the smoker. So it's a little how-to video tomorrow, and then we have some major transitions coming up for the weekend and the first part of next week. So you'll see a lot of that in the next few vlogs, and some good, some bad.
Major things going on. So,
a cost on the farm. So you'll see that cost coming up probably in the weekend video, and then you'll see some good things happen too. Thank y'all so very much.
Happy homesteading, y'all.
Happy homesteading, y'all.